Hey Bandidos, Tux here. It's Tuesday, September 20, and you know what that means. A weekly vendor reset has arrived, so we're gonna walk around and check things out and hope that we have something good. I'm here at DZ East. Hello. Okay, so we got the Commando, which is the named SVD. It's actually not that awesome. It's not the worst gun, but this one's not in very good shape. Interestingly enough, it's got health damage there, which is kind of synergistic with the talent, but hitting an enemy with no armor grants 50% headshot damage for 8 seconds. So an enemy with no armor has health damage. So that's actually not a bad one to have if you want the Commando, but I wouldn't really purchase it unless you had extra DZ credits. So, you know, I actually don't really recommend buying any of these things because they're not DZ exclusive and you need DZ credits to purchase them, which means you got to go in the dark zone. So if you have a lot of extra DZ credits and you don't know what to do with them, then maybe you buy this stuff. But yeah, it's not that good looking anyway. So kind of interesting, but really not useful. So, okay, nothing here. Let's head over to DZ South and see if there's anything good over there. It's sort of middle of the morning here in my time, and I usually have a server down at this point in the night, but it hasn't happened. So we didn't get the server reset, so maintenance happening in the middle of the night like they usually do on Monday night / Tuesday morning. So either it's late or it's not coming. I did check the patch notes on Ubisoft and to see if they had any maintenance notes there, and there wasn't anything posted. So my hopes are they're working frantically and, you know, and maybe, you know, there'll be a surprise update or it's delayed. I don't know, but we'll see. Okay, so Invisible Hand. This is not the Dark Zone exclusive either. So the Invisible Hand is a kind of a neat weapon. Actually, the talent is Perfect Allegro for a 12% rate of fire, which isn't a ton. It is a slower weapon. It does have a higher base weapon damage. You can't tell right now because it's in bad shape. But I don't recommend buying this one, but it is an interesting weapon to try with Umbra Initiative. Unless something is like really unique and hard to find, I don't really recommend buying it from the DZ vendor unless you have so many credits you don't know what to do with them. Let's head over to DZ West. So no luck so far, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to 16.1, the next title update, and they really haven't given us any news on when we can expect that. Now, from my experience in previous seasons, they sort of tend to come like around the middle of the season, not exactly, but somewhere around there. So, you know, we're still pretty fresh into this season. It's been out for what, a week? But I'm hoping, you know, with all the issues that we're experiencing and all the bugs, it sort of give us kind of an emergency update or kind of push it up, but I don't know, we'll see. So, okay, the Harmony, this one's not really that good, but the stats are in the right place. So, you know, you could reroll damage to targets out of cover and then optimize everything else if you didn't have this, but most of you do by now. And again, we're not going to spend our DZ credits on this unless it's really good, and there's nothing. Okay, let's head on over to, what do we got next? Maybe the campus or the theater settlement. Yeah, let's go to the campus. Yeah, so one of the things, you know, a lot of the bugs in the game aren't really bugging me. Are they bugging you guys? Are you getting any? No, if you're a PC player, don't answer. Because I know you guys have tons of bugs. I'm just kidding. No, totally do answer. I'm just totally joking. No, but I really do feel for the PC players because I know you guys have lots of bugs. Some of you can't even log in, and that's really frustrating because I know you're a big chunk of my community, and I'm going to support you. And it's hard to support you when you're not even able to log into the game. It's not very helpful when the devs aren't fixing those bugs. Okay, so we got the Darkness, M700 Carbon, Classic M60E, Petrov. That's interesting, Petrov right there, actually. Status effect skill haste. Because if we run 2-piece Petrov, then you get the weapon handling. And it's actually got a weapon core on it too, naturally. And skill haste and status effects. This could be pretty interesting for Pestilence build, actually. If you like running Pestilence status effect builds. Now, if you do run a Pestilence status effects build, you might want to run the Vile Mask with that. That could be really appealing. But if you don't, for any reason, because you're going to run maybe the Acosta's Go Bag, maybe even the Memento, or Sawyer's knee pads, then this could be an option. And you're going to get the weapon handling with it, and you're probably going to be running the Contractor's Gloves also with status effects. So, and damage to armor does help those ticks, those Pestilence ticks. So the Contractor's Gloves make sense. R and K, I actually like this one. Well, it's got a health. Shoot, I wish I had a crit damage there. If I had explosive resistance and crit damage, I would buy this. But as you can see, by running 2 pieces of this, you see that? You're going to get 10% explosive resistance, and that's really handy. That's really handy for legendaries. And so, actually, I might run a skill build version too. Maybe I should buy this one. Okay, I'll buy that one. We'll make a skill build one too. So nothing too fancy there. But anyway, so what about you other guys that are on, I guess at the theaters next? You know, Xbox, PlayStation, do you have any bugs that are kind of in your way from enjoying the game right now? You know, I know a lot of you that love the TKB might struggle with that rifle damage thing over the assault rifle damage being on your weapon. I guess, you know, the way I look at it though, maybe I'm an optimist here, but I say, well, shit, I got a ton of other assault rifles. I could just switch. You know what I mean? I mean, even the AK, right, is really close to the TK. It's not the Kingmaker. I get that. But, you know, temporarily just rotate weapons. I guess the two bugs that are really bothering me, the one especially is the Picaro's holster. That one's really bothering me. So like if you look at that holster, so, you know, they're going to fix this and they told us that it's going to happen in 16.1, but I was really hoping that was like an overpromise, underdeliver kind of thing, or underpromise, overdeliver. How do you say that? Underpromise, overdeliver. That's right. But they didn't. They actually delivered it in this state. And the problem with this is that, well, there's a couple of problems. One is, so eventually we're going to get a core with 50% weapon damage, and then they're going to give us an extra attribute with 15% weapon damage. Well, the core is actually going to be an armor, but you can roll it into potentially a total of 30% weapon damage between the two cores. And then they're going to get rid of one of those bottom two attributes there. So you don't know which one they're going to get rid of. Hey, it's just going to get better from here. I realize that, but when? I want that now. That's really bugging me, but there's other bugs. Ooh, Fox's Prayers. This is going to make the hot list. Definitely buy the Fox's Prayers. That's a really good one. So if you're new to the game and you don't have God Rolled Fox's Prayers, then voila. What I would do with that is obviously roll that stat, probably the crit chance or the crit damage. If you're new to the game, probably need crit chance, so do that. If you're not new to the game, then this is a good one for status effect builds. Sort of. There's not too many status effect builds that can benefit from damage to targets out of cover, so keep that in mind. You know, you still might be running some sort of hybrid and want that power on your weapon. So one I could think of might be like your LMGs. So LMGs come with the highest damage to targets out of cover stat on any weapon. And so if you add this, it'll push you up to 20%. So, and then of course one of the contractors goes too. And so the LMG, I'm thinking of the blue screen. Now you can't increase the blue screen status effects by running more status effects on your build, but if you run the vial mask, the blue screen can proc the vial, and more status effects attributes will make that vial stronger. So something there. ACS 12, this one's not really good, not really in good shape. Boo. ACR SS has got the right stats on it, but not too attractive. Brazos. Nah, not really. I mean, you could roll that to red stat there, or put weapon handling, make some sort of hybrid sniper build, but it's just not in very good shape. Okay, well, I guess that was that. Let's head back to the White House. I usually start at the White House. So the other bug that's bothering me is the whole invaded map thing. So the invaded map thing is basically blocking my title base and legendary unless I do all my invadeds. And I gotta admit it, I don't do my invadeds. Is anybody else out there like me? We just kind of skip into invadeds. I mean, I used to do them all the time. I was religious about it. And that was really before legendary content. But once legendary came out, I sort of just stopped doing my invadeds. And then I prefer to spend that time playing legendaries. And so, but now, the title basin is unplayable unless I play with somebody else who has it unlocked, and then they have to do that whole dealio. It's forcing me to play my invadeds, and I don't know if that's a bug or not, but yeah, it's basically saying no matter what I do inside my menu, and no matter how many times I try it or who I'm with, it won't let me play legendary title basin. So it's really, really frustrating. That means I got to do 4 extra missions every week at the beginning of the week just to play legendary, and so that kind of sucks. So anyways, we got a point man with headshot damage, explosive resistance. If you don't have a point man, here you go. It's not the worst. It's actually the right stats. Explosive resistance, great on a tank build, especially in legendaries, because they're going to be throwing all sorts of explosives at your shield, so that will really help. Headshot damage is not bad either, because you're probably going to run your Liberty and be shooting people in the head from time to time after you stack those body shots. So yeah, it's not bad. It's not great. Very handy for legendary though. Vector, it's not a very good one. Strained isn't a very good talent on a fast weapon either. You also have this military AKM. No. And another Petrov with focus, headshot damage. Yeah, no, that's not any good either. So let's see here. And then we have, so this is the countdown vendor. A lot of people overlook this. So another commando. Okay, so we got 2 of these. This one's different though. It has a magazine size. The other one had damage to health. Both are actually really good options. But yeah, you know, unless you really need it. Now the sacrifice is actually really good. That's a pretty good sacrifice, guys. So really good for skill builds, and it's got skill damage already on it. And so because for the skill builds, you're playing from cover a lot and your skills are going to pull aggro from you, so having perfect glass cannon is actually not that painful. It's very, very handy. There's quite a few builds that can take this. I would probably put the skill tier on there and keep the armor regen. Now if you're running a skill build, you might not have a lot of armor on your build, but with the new, ooh, I'm gonna buy this one. We got builds for this. Buy. With the new Brazos set though, you can have more armor, right? So because running 2 of these pieces is gonna open up your build, especially when you run technician, for more armor. So skill damage and regen everywhere. That'd be a cool build. I think I've created a version of that in the past. Okay, we got Ecom's long stick with rate of fire. Yeah, you don't need a rate of fire on this beast. It's actually a pretty interesting gun. You can go deer hunting out there with it. Let's check out the clan vendor. Speaking of clans, have you joined my Discord yet? If you haven't, you're now officially invited. So there are links in the description area below to join my Discord. It doesn't cost anything, but it's a great place to hang out, meet new like-minded players, especially if you like builds. So if you're really into builds, then this is a really good Discord. We're a non-elitist. It's not a raid-only Discord, and it's not a clan-only Discord. But of course, we got clans on all 3 platforms, multiple clans on all 3 platforms, including Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. So if you're interested in the clans, that's a good place to find them. But our community is open and we support the entire community. It's really a hub for the community, a central hub where people can get together, share ideas and get some questions answered, or group up. So we got countdown group ups and whatnot. So check it out. Good spot. Okay, swap chain, which this is a very good backup weapon, like a secondary backup weapon. You can, it doesn't make sense to make it a primary weapon, and you could try it. You could try it, even run it with versatile, run perfect and wavering with versatile. It still kind of falls a little bit flat. And that's because it's just like, because you're playing pretty close in and you really don't need that kind of weapon handling when the target's standing right in front of you. But it does include, weapon handling does include a faster reload. But again, the reload isn't exactly horrible, is it? 1.8 seconds. And some of the sets will buff that reload. So yeah, perfect and wavering, just a secondary weapon. I've tried making it a primary weapon. It just didn't feel that cool. And I wouldn't give you guys anything that didn't feel cool. Okay, Kleps Protocol Backpack. It's got the right stats if you need it. It's an important piece. You know, status effects, skill tier, and then symptoms aggravator is a really strong backpack. One of the few gear set backpacks that makes a lot of sense. It's gonna give you 30% amplified damage. Now, a lot of people run Creeping Death under Eclipse builds, which is helpful, but the 30% amplified damage is actually pretty important. So especially if you're running a fire version of the build, if you got some sort of damage, you might as well use that. Tip of Spear backpack. It's not that good either. True Patriot with hazard protection. Nothing great about it. Black Market RPK. No, was Sadist. Very good variant though. I like this LMG. It's one of my favorites. The ACR. No, the better one is the one with the E after ACRE. Murakami has pro crit chance. Not very good. Alp Summit. Intimidate, armor regen, skill haste. Nah, nothing can really do with that. Super 90. Empress. Golan. No, with health and efficient. Ooh, bad setup. Ooh, nothing here. New York. New York. Where's my New York? I obviously don't go to New York a lot when I can't find it. Oh yeah, the one with the big apple. That one. That New York. Gonna have to go to New York here real soon though. I'm about ready to delete one of my extra characters. I'm gonna make that a regular routine thing to do at least once a season. I think at the back half of a season, I'll probably end up deleting a character and starting a new one just as a part of a routine for resources and as a cleaning stash exercise, because obviously you got to clean your stash up to do that. So, you know, like right now I'm farming like Umbra and Brazos, like just variations. so that I can experiment with builds, even if the pieces aren't god rolled. And then, but at some point, all those pieces need to be deleted, right? I mean, just in those pieces are consuming almost an entire character, just farming the new gear. So, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. I have so many Umbra builds to share with you guys. I don't even know what to do. Like, I really don't know what to do. The set really is good. And I've been telling people, like, it might not feel great at first. And that's really going to depend on what you're trying to pair it up with. So certain weapons kind of fall flat. They don't feel that great. So if you pair it up with the right weapon, it's going to feel amazing. And so that's what makes or breaks the build. It's what you pair it up with. So that's what I find. And so I found quite a few weapons. The problem is I can really overload you guys with a lot of these Umbra builds. You'll be like, Tux, all you're delivering is Umbra builds. And I can be like, I know, but I want to get them to you now because I know you guys are experimenting too. So don't be surprised if you see more than one Umbra build dropping in the same week or two, because I know you're experimenting, trying to figure out what your favorite Umbra builds are. And so I want to get these to you while you're in your experimenting phase. Hopefully save you some time, maybe. Vector SBR, and it's got Optimus, which is a good talent for it, but it's not in very good shape. Another black market, right stats. Optimus, yeah, it's got all the right stats. If you really want one, here you go. Keep the talent. Optimus isn't bad. Spaz, no. 5.86 Magnum, it's actually a really good gun, but nah. Araldi with calculated status effects. No. Another R and K. This one's got repair skills and armor regen. Yeah, I'm gonna buy this one. I don't really recommend you do it. It's not in that good shape. You might want, you could farm something better, but I'm thinking about making an explosive resistance skill build for you guys. I just bought that other piece. This would match up with it. The other one was a holster, I think. So that'd give us our 10% explosive resistance. The problem is that you also have the Sawyer's knee pads, but on a skill build that wouldn't make sense. So that's why this might be a good supplement. Brazo's mask. This one's not bad. It's not bad if you're into optimizing things. Keep the crit damage, roll out the weapon handling, and then optimize the core attribute, or keep the weapon handling and crit damage, optimize those, and roll out the core into a red. Memento backpack, more heals. That could be interesting if you like those off meta builds. I do, but I live on my own planet, the Tuxedo planet. Everything's on black and white. Ooh, he just jumped out at me. Look at him. Okay, Roy Benitez, MK16 with NSYNC. It's actually a pretty decent assault rifle. It's got rate of fire too. It's not, you have to invest quite a bit in it, and it's not that great, so probably not. M249B, blah. M870 Express. I love the M870. Great shotgun. Ooh, and it's got pummel on it. Headshot damage isn't the worst thing either. I mean, I'd still probably put damage to targets at the cover, but you're gonna have to do a lot of optimizing for that shotgun damage, so probably better off just farming this. 93R, optimal range of vindictive. Nope. A Gila in pretty bad condition. Providence glove. If you're new to the game and you need to get your crit chance up, this would be a good piece to buy. I'd roll that repair skills and the crit damage, optimize crit chance if you can, or just leave it. It's close enough. Overlord mask. So the rest of this stuff is crap. Well, I don't know, guys. What do you say? We didn't get very many good things. I think, just to recap, based on what I purchased, the only thing that worth buying is probably this Providence. I think this is probably a must buy if you don't have a skill damage sacrifice already. So, hey, if you guys didn't know, I just dropped a really hot build. It is the ongoing directive set like you've never seen it before. So 3 new ongoing directive builds for legendary content. The link is in the description and here. Check it out.
Follow me.